I'm laughing at y'all niggas. Yeah. Yeah. Give it to me now. Y'all niggas real funny. Money Mafia taking over. Yeah. We clocking. I'm your first lady, riding in that black Mercedes. Set up your nigga, got him saying I'm that first lady. Baby, your mouth is sassy. Put a raise in the dirty sauce. That soft like baking soda. I hit you with arm and hammer. I'm a boss, bitch. You talk shit, I walk it. AK, what nigga with the full clip? Things you dream about, I already did it. From the streets to cul-de-sacs, from dimes to pound bags. I'm bragging, but these are facts. I see your head bobbing, I'm back. Man, you're robbing, I got these trucks knocking. I'm rolling that purple stuff and drinking that Grey Goose. I roll up to the club, buy 20 a month. Now, if you looking for that work, my nigga, we got it. Posted on the block.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Mic check, trying to see if I'm jumping. I think I am jumping. Y'all, tonight's show, we still on spiritual warfare. I just didn't write it on here. This is definitely directly aimed at someone that went live last night, but it's in the spiritual warfare territory. And this one says, miserable people can't be miserable by themselves. What's up? Hey, you get what you get. Hey, Black Queen. Hey, Tay, the chosen one. Drop where y'all watching from, drinking and eating in the chats. I appreciate y'all for pulling up, listening to me. As you can see, it says the Black Paris effect. This is definitely about Black Paris. I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm direct. I also put a Black Paris effect over the photo. As you can see, it's a little doll. It's a doll effect. We're going to talk about the original Black Paris first before we talk about Nutso over here, or Captain Dumbass that I've named her. The original Black Paris effect refers to the histrionic and enduring profound influence of Black artists, intellectuals, and musicians, particularly African Americans, on a persuasion culture, while simultaneously finding creative freedom, sanctuary, and a often more accepting environment in the French capital. This movement, often linked to the Black Atlantic concept, transformed Paris into a central hub for artistic, musical, and intellectual innovation for African diaspora in the 20th century. The key elements of the Black Paris effect, sanctuary and freedom, started in the early 20th century, notably after World War I. Black creators fled the intense racism and segregation of the United States for a relatively racial tolerance of Paris, finding a place where they could live and work more freely. Cultural fusion, African Americans, artists, and musicians, such as those in the Harlem Renaissance and later jazz musicians, imported African American cultural forms, which then merged with French culture, fostering new forms of artistic expression. A soul-stirring influence. The influx of African American artists in the 1920s and 30s significantly helped to create a often celebrated era in Paris artistic history and jazz literature and visual arts flourishing. The next element is contemporary Renaissance. Today, Black Paris is a living, breathing phenomenon with neighborhoods like the Barbs, and I can't really pronounce that, Richelieu, and La Chapelle. I cannot pronounce it, but if you look it up, you'll see it. Being key centers of the African and Caribbean diaspora in the city, and modern artists still find the inspirations there. Key historical and cultural figures. Josephine Baker performed and acted as was a prominent figure in the 1920s jazz scene. James Baldwin and Richard Wright, and Jazz musicians like Sidney Bechet, who, according to Afro Punk, helped popularize jazz in Paris. So that is what Black Paris really is. Now, as for this fool online, girl, change your name. Change your name. You change it, but actually use your real name. Because you made me look up what Black Paris stood for, and you don't fall into none of it. You don't fall into none of it, Black Paris. It's okay. It's okay. You gonna live. So tonight we're talking about misery loves company. And we're gonna start with, have you ever noticed some people don't feel good unless you feel bad? They're real walking around people here. They don't feel good unless you feel bad. So tonight we're talking about the Black Paris effect. Miserable people can't be miserable by themselves. They need company. They need drama. They need you to come down to their level. But not tonight. Hit that like button, drop where you're watching from, and tell me, have you ever dealt with a miserable person? What up, Freddie? Appreciate you for pulling up. I know I have. And typically I get the hell away from them. I do not like miserable, unhappy, and toxic people in my sphere because it's contagious. Toxicity is contagious. What up, Vanessa? I can't stand it. I don't want to say it make me sick, but baby, I just don't like it. So it's simply breaking down. The Black Paris effect is people who are intentionally or internally broken, trying to project that onto other people. Examples are people who always criticize, people who can't celebrate you, people who bring drama into peace. What up, Sheila Williams? Some people don't want solutions, they want participation in their misery. I'm a solution based person. I like to get results. If there's a problem, 9 times out of 10, I got a solution for that problem. I'm chosen one said bad energy. Listen, bad energy can physically make you sick. If you dated a toxic person or a negative person, it actually affects your health. It affects your mental health, your physical health, your money. It affects everything around you. So imagine if it affects you being around them, what it's doing to the actual person. So we're gonna go down to story number one, that hating friend or the hating ass friend. Everybody had that hating ass friend, and you know what crazy about it? It take a while. Used to Justice for Love was, I love the picture. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It is a lot of people, hey, Miss Barbara, that look at themselves like that with anger. I know when someone out here talking about my child, their appearance, and they're a grown woman, you got to be angry at your damn self. Because that is a child. You have to be angry at yourself. So we're gonna talk about the hating their friends. They said they cool with you until you level up. And I just experienced, I'm not gonna call this new group of women I ran into friends, they were more or less acquaintances. My real friends, I've known them. Funny fact, I'm old enough to know somebody 30 something or 40 years. And if you're around someone and you doing better than them and it upsets them, move. Get away from them. Because they're going to sabotage you at some point. The very chance, like, have you ever just told a friend something that was great and they either go silent or they hit you with that, they don't seem too excited. But if you tell them your car done broke down, something happened at your house, folk at your job messing with you, they sound so excited, like, dang, tell me more. Nah, that's that hating ass friend. Oh, I got one better for you. The one that's in competition. I literally had somebody around me in competition. And I'm like, you're not gonna ever beat me because I'm in the lane that God put me in, and I'm running my course over here. And for me, I like to stay in my lane. Cause I get road rage if somebody get in my lane. And I'm talking about like in life. I ain't talking about really out here driving on the road. I do understand people ain't paying attention like they used to be. But I'm talking about if I'm driving in my lane in real life and you veer into my lane, we got a problem. And that's what we got going on right here on YouTube. We got women that keep veering into my lane and I'm blowing the horn. So yeah, this competition gotta stop. What up, Ebony? It says, see, Mate, I'm chosen. It says, see me. I always want to hear and see everybody win. I don't even use the word hate. Teach my two boys hate is a strong word since they've been born. Yeah, hate is a strong word, and hating takes a lot of energy too. It takes a lot of energy to hate somebody. You know how many muscles in your face you got to use to frown versus to smile? Like you got to use every muscle in your face to frown. And you only have you one muscle to smile. And also anger and hatred cuts days off your life. That's why a lot of folks walking around here with cancer, walking around here with blood pressure through the roof, just sick inside and out because you hate. When you hate, it raises the cortisol in your body. It do a whole lot. So if you notice someone that's always hating on somebody that's always mad, they're not the best looking people because you're stressed out. They got some weight in the midsection because cortisol is stress. Cortisol, you have two kinds of well, it's more than one hormone in your body. You got cortisol and dopamine. You ain't getting that much dopamine for hating on somebody. You getting your cortisol up. And then the negative family member. Oh my goodness. The hate, the negative family member. What a special case. Big Bob, you have to be like a homicide highly to have what is it? Pursue hatred in your heart. Real demon. Yeah, it's real, it's real demonic. Um, back to this negative family member. You will have a family member. You should never do this, but people do it all the time. When you tell a family member one of your life goals, say I can use myself. I want to open a certain business. And then they start telling you all the downfalls. See, my friend had tried to do that and they failed. And then my other homeboys tried it. He said, this is expensive. And then I wouldn't do it. We know you wouldn't do it. I didn't ask you to tell me not to do it. That's how I look at it. Like, anybody ask you for advice, we were just talking. Like, yeah, you got negative family members, the ones that's sitting around projecting, talking about your kids in the back room, because everybody got their own fair share of mistakes and things they got in their life. It just some people's come to the front and some stay in the back. Workplace energy vampire. This is about bipolar. You say, special case, is this about bipolar? I mean, like the disorder. You mean like the real mental disorder? Or there's a nickname for somebody. I don't want to laugh because I know people with bipolar. I'm sorry. It's a nervous laugh, y'all. Let's see, the one thing about me, this is Tate Chosen. If I know about information, I'm going to let people know about it, but not everybody do the same. But you can't, I hate the dollar sign, but you can't expect a view out of everybody. You say it's a nickname. I already know. I got a name in the dang on thing. I love to see everybody wear tattoo. See, Che, I don't do gatekeeping. I feel like it's enough money for everybody. These numbers are infinite. I don't mind putting someone on. It's not gonna stop me from paying my light bill. We good. That's how I look at it. But I used to work in the workplace vampire situations. And especially like if I get to the point where I would hate, I got to where I started hating going to work. Not for myself though, but when I was like waiting for somebody else, it was like I could be fine all weekend, then Monday morning I got a headache. Or you tired at work, and then as soon as you get in the car, you just got a burst of energy. It's like it's bad energy at the workplace. Or you look at the boss, I'm looking like you got to hate your life at home. You know, you had a boss that show their ass at work, and you come like, what you got going on at your house to come here and act like a fool? Like, you do come in, get your money, do your job, get your money every Friday or every other Friday, however you get paid. I could never understand that. And this is Nico. Head down said it before. I like everyone. Hey, your intro song is the bomb, and your last few lives have been very interesting. Thank you. Thank you. The intro song. I was a young whippersnapper when I did that song, about 20 years old. And I made the beat and mixed it down and everything. I really appreciate it. I should have kept going with the rapping, but I had a child away. So I do another thing. You know, I'm doing something else. I really appreciate you for sliding through. Tay says, Special K, facts. Even if I know about job opportunities, apartments, I put people on while sitting there holding what I know. I put people on. Like, I just do. That's how I get my blessings. Is helping people out, putting them on. When people ask me about starting the business, I don't charge them. I give it to them, you know. Now, am I gonna do step by step for you? No, but I will definitely tell you about it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Next up is we're gonna do throw some Bible scriptures in there for this because this is definitely people that have an issue with themselves and project these problems on the other people. It's definitely a spiritual thing. And it says, guard your heart. Guard your heart. Your heart will lie to you, y'all. Hold on. It says, sometimes I even walk them step by step because not everybody have the resources to know certain things. Yeah, I give them step by step, but like actually physically getting on the computer and doing it for them, nah. You can call and ask me as many questions as you want. The breakdown is your environment shapes your mindset. So a lot of people that are miserable, you have to count something happened in their childhood and they carried that for really their whole lives. Really, everybody problem that's walking around their planet has something has happened to them as a little person, as a child. And when you are a child, you don't know how to, I call it dissect, compartmentalize. It changes your skew. It gets you to put on rose-colored glasses or to look through, like, look through those lenses in life. Like, it really does a lot to a person. But the question is, can you use that as an excuse to be a shitty person? No, you can't. You can't use it as an excuse to be a very bad person. Yes, something has happened to every last one of us. None of us is going to leave this planet unscathed. Let me get back to these chats because the chat rolling. It says something. Okay. Tab Jones says, but let me tell you something. Not everybody do the same when it comes to me, but I'm still the type of person. I'm not going to change myself. I've done that too and been backstabbed, but I changed. I charged to the card, not my heart. Special case says same here, but that's not too many real ones out here. What up, gossip and giggles? What I've learned is I may do for somebody and they may not return it, but I get it from somebody else. And that's some things I had to learn. Like, yes, I've bent over backwards for people. Yes, I've helped people. And I realized I might not receive it back from that person. So another person, like I get random people helping me with my business, a random person to put me on to work. Uh, I've had emails come through from people that are like, yeah, I got your information from somebody else. It's so many ways it comes back to you when you do for other people because it's called reaping and sowing. When you plant that seed and you put that water on it, it gonna grow a tree. So Tay, yeah, you put people on, but guess what? Somebody else gonna put you on. And even if that person look at you and we call it giving you their ass to kiss, they gonna get it back. Don't even worry about it. Our second one is First Corinthians. Bad company corrupts good character. You can't stay positive around negativity. And it's a whole lot. When they say bad company corrupts good manners, um, you got birds of a feather that flop together. What up taking time to? Appreciate you for pulling up. Birds of a feather flock together. And here's one that I had. It's an older dude. He gone now. Well, he died when he was 86, now about 9 years ago. So he told me, if you hanging around 9 broke niggas, you make the 10th one. And that changed my whole life. And I might have been like a teenager. That changed my whole mindset. If all your friends are hoes, you a hoe. Because otherwise, what y'all got in common? And then brokenness is contagious. If all my friends broke, that's contagious. I don't want that kind of sickness. I don't want those sick pockets. And this is also a part of misery love company. Whatever, if you're around people that do drugs and you ain't doing drugs, eventually you're gonna start doing it. It's all it takes is one time, and you'll be joining the crowd. So it's best to just leave. And some people think you a weak or a punk for removing yourself. Nah, man, that's self-preservation and self-care. Nicole says, when I said I like everyone, I meant all the ladies that were rocking with each other before the division. I mean, it cool. I mean, it's cool. Like it's everybody grown. Everybody tied up to, like who they like. This ain't no cult. I'm letting you know that I ain't running no cult. So you safe over here. It's a out the heart, the mouth speaks. If they always negative, that's what's in them. Like, let's keep it a buck. They said whatever come out your mouth is what's on your heart. If you speaking evil, the evil is in your heart. If you speaking hate, hate is in your heart. If you speaking curses over someone, you have them curses in your heart. And get what? God can see your heart before I can. I could just hear your heart when it come out your mouth. But God know your heart before you speak it. So when you speaking, Miss Paris online, you only showing who you are. It said more about you than it does about me. However you act, that's not just for her, that's just for any adult that's walking around here, especially the ones that ain't been raised half a worth a damn. What you do said more about you than it does to the person you doing it to. That's all I got to say on that. And here's the one, man. Here's the main one. You're not dealing with people, you're dealing with what's inside of them. Y'all got to understand, you ain't dealing with the person, you dealing with the spirit that's residing inside of them. That's why I'm doing this spiritual warfare segment. Okay, everybody got to understand that. And you were trying to figure out, like, dang, why people treat me like that. Um, what did I do? And you try to look within and change. The only thing you had to change is who you do it to. You don't supposed to cast your pearls before upon swine. Recognize if that person a pig. Watch what they do. You supposed to watch, sit and watch how they act. I'm big. When I say I'm very, very big, I'm very big on how people treat their parents, their significant others, their friends, and business associates around them. If all I ever hear from you is we fell out, we this, we that, or you're speaking ill of your mate, speaking ill of all your family, I'm looking at you crazy. I gotta look at you crazy. Cause you a victim too. Everybody can't be bad. Like really, everybody can't be bad. There's some good people walking around here. And you have to just examine like before you talk about somebody, just examine like what happened. Because I always look at people like this. If you take the story of someone before you get the whole picture, then you just like the person. You said no morals or respect. Yo, if they ain't got that, I can't deal. Cause a snake don't care who they bite. A snake don't care who they bite, and a lie don't care who tell it. So I got a question for the chats if y'all want to participate. Are miserable people aware of what they're doing? So feel free to write your answers in the chat. I'm going to say yes, they know what they're doing. I'm not going to excuse their behavior. They know when they wake up in the morning and try to wreck somebody like that, they doing it. You can't say I didn't know I was doing that. And I hate when they say I didn't think that would hurt or I'm sorry. The worst apology is I'm sorry that this hurt you. Or because you know what you did. You knew it was gonna hurt when you did it. It's one of the things that you thought, oh, is she gonna catch on to it? Vanessa said, I think they are well. Tam Chosen says sometimes taking time to says sometimes a person can be hurt by so many people until all they can speak is negativity until they get past it. Taking time to, I agree with that. I can see that like as in like a breakup. Like if you just went through a breakup with somebody, or let me see what else. A death. But I feel like just coming at somebody you don't know, like a bully, like a bully in school. I don't know about that. But definitely I agree with you to an extent. It depends on to me the type of hurt that it came from. Sheila Williams said, hurt people. You right. You right. Nicole said, yeah, they do that. They just don't give a fuck. Yeah, they don't. I really think that they know what they're doing and they just on some I don't care how you feel, it don't matter how you feel, it don't matter the consequences, nothing really matter. It says a best friend can break your heart. Yeah, I done had one of them taking time to. Somebody you thought they were really your friend, they were really your peoples, and then you realize they had 2, 3 knives in your back. They were grabbing another one. Tay Choa said, why I say sometimes it's because people got to realize, depending on a person, if you have multiple energies within you, dealing with the people transfers into your spirit, and sometimes you're no longer. Ooh, I can't stand when that dollar sign get right there. Let me click on this page so I can see what the rest of you said. Let's say I'm chosen. Hold on. Get down here. Maybe okay. Somebody finally commented. Uh Dealing with people transferred into your spirit sometimes or no, you're no longer with you. Well, it's fun fact. Tay I'm chosen. Soul ties. I wouldn't even really spend on doing soul ties. You can have an ungodly soul tie with somebody you ain't been sexual with, like a friend, a family member, somebody you talk to all the time. You can develop a soul tie, and that's probably why it hurt because you can intertwine your soul with a friend. Just talking, y'all can love each other, and it be straight platonic. Cause some of y'all with this sex stuff, y'all just too far out. You can be friends with somebody without the hanky panky. So y'all can be so tied together, talking about each other, knowing each other is having a bad day. And then you can also see when the person betray you. It's like a breakup. It's like a death. Because it really is a death when you have to give up a best friend, uh, a best friend or a new friend or uh, especially the ones you've known for a very long time. You looking like, dang, I ain't know you were that grimy. Like I ain't know you were like that. Even though they've been showing you when you've known somebody for a long time, you excuse certain behaviors. People with multiple partners that can transfer. Okay, back to Tail Chosen. It says it's taking time to said speak. Nicole said taking time to, that's why I don't fool with people. Tab Chosen said, I'm saying that because people deal with people in multiple partners, a transfer energies, and it makes you not become you no more, even when you're trying to be. Yeah. Oh yeah, you also said soul ties are real and it can destroy your life. And then as people that are just around you is, I'm gonna say, just as miserable and just have that energy. Now, I want to piggyback up to, we talking about people with multiple partners. Well, that's where a lot of this transferring of mental illness and depression and anxiety come from when people having sex with all these people. Like a lot of that happens when someone has been with a lot of people. I've seen it myself, especially some of my homeboys out here. Getting a bunch of girls may seem cool at first until your life starts going to the left. Or you find out you can't get your wife, or in this case, we women can't get your husband because you've been with so many people, because those spirits on you. Let me see. I'm trying to get back in the chats. It's I think that's the last of the comments. Yeah, and I'm also leery of people that change out friends a lot. Like it gotta be a reason why you can't keep uh friends. Like look at a lot of miserable people, they don't keep friends. They have to keep swapping out. Like once somebody realize who you are and what you went to, because you can only hold the mask for so long before it slip. Because I know I've been around like a couple of females, and I've been around them for like maybe we gonna say a decade or more, and I notice the circle keeps changing out, just over and over. Or I look at them online, I can see them hanging with this group over here. A couple years later, you don't see them with them no more. They with another group. That means people are picking up on what you are and who you are and what kind of energy you have. Tay says they stay with you forever. Yeah, unless you add God to break it. Now I've gone through the process of asking God to undo these soul ties on created out here. Friendships and all. Like undo it. I intertwine my soul with this person so that we ain't sharing each other's spirits. Cause little do you know, when you be talking on the phone with somebody and they got bad energy, you can feel that. Well, at least if you spiritually discerning, you can feel that. Hey, Teresa Yanni said, I did hit the like button to support your live queen. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all, man, for pulling up on me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Dang, I lost my train of thought. It'll come back. That's why when you get old, it'll come back. What up, Nadine? How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you for pulling up on me. I appreciate y'all for stopping through. It says, should you cut them off or help them? That's the next question. Should you cut them off or have hold on, let me see what you said, Tay. Tay said, I passed. Said, hold on, the chat doing the chat moving up. What up, hello, Barbara? This Shirley. But yeah, everybody speaking to Nadine. She in the building. Tam Chosen said, I passed. Said anyone that has a complaint in spirit all the time, you shouldn't want to be around them because that's not good. Hey, Tay, I cut someone off a couple years ago because they complained every day. Whenever I talk to them, it's a bad day. And I was like, it can't be a problem every day. It's a problem when she got food at the store. It's a problem at the grocery store. It's a problem cooking. It's a problem with the kids. I'm like, good Lord. Like, is it not a good day? So yeah, I was like, I can't do it. Like it was making my hair hurt. I was like, I was having a stupendous day. I don't care what happened. I feel if I survived that day, it was a good day. Like IQ, today was a good day. Ooh wow. Yeah, if I survive and I make it back to my house in one piece, man, it's a good day. That's how I look at it. Sheila Williams said I hit the like button all the way in the shy. Appreciate you. You see, you said you're my girl. I had to stop by. Thank you. Oh, you make my heart smile. He said my pastor said I meant. What you talking about? I tell you, I don't miss the comment. Hold on, I'm trying to piece together your comment. Tell you. Oh, you said your pastor. Okay, okay. Well, I was trying to figure out. I knew you was going somewhere with that. It says right. Every day is a good day if you ain't pushing up days. That's what I was saying. But if I ain't 6 feet under and I got all 10 of my fingers and toes, especially with being a diabetic. Let me keep all my fingers, toes, my legs. I got my hair. It's a good day. That's how I look at it. I wake up in the morning and I'm still in my house and ain't nobody keep my dough in. Ain't nobody rob me over the night. It's a good day. It's a good day. And I feel like people be positive. Like all the negative people out there, like, do you realize where you could be? I just look at like you could be well in the plethora of places. There are places, other places on the planet where you can't have free liberties and freedoms and stuff like that. You're right here in America where you can be free. Free to worship who you want to worship, free to eat the food you want to eat. Now, gas prices a little high, but you still can put gas in your car. Why is you upset? What you mad for? Yeah, and you got that. I might be toxic positive though. Hold on. It said you can't stream up in my block past 11. Quiet or else we'll have a problem. What you mean? You say you can't stream up in my block past 11. Quiet or else we have a problem. I don't know what you mean by that. Elaborate. What's it, Forest Lane? Yeah, complaining and shit. Nah. I don't even complain about the gas price. I just pay it. I get to the pump. I pay it. And what you gonna do? Negotiate? You gonna walk in there and tell them I can't do this 369. You gonna give it to me for $1.99. They gonna put you out the gas station. Just pay it. Gotta take care of you. You said a troll. You know what? Say these trolls really they must do some kind of drugs. I was like, that don't even make sense. It says my name is I'm part of Bluetooth. Oh Lord. Let me go look. Let me go look. Let me go look. Ah, I'm gonna give you a chance to leave up out of here on your own. As a matter of fact, let me get you out of here. Hold on. Let me find a way to get you out of here. Hold up. Oh, the Mars got him. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm a little slow when it comes down to the phone. Hold on. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Hold on. There we go. Get your butt up out of here. I was talking crazy. I'm like, what do you do? What kind you do drugs I don't wanna see. All right. Anywho, Even if the restaurant mess my order up, I treat them people nicely. I don't even cuss them folk out or nothing. Like it's just one of them things where you know what, I understand. And being kind to them folk, you really get either more food or they'll, knock something off your bill. I do my best just to be chill. He said they go. Well, I had to get rid of them. Tell you, yeah, do your thing. Yeah, so I try not to fight negativity with negativity. At least I try to. I ain't gonna say I've been successful at it, but at least I try to. Cause all you do is just make smoke fuel to the fire. Let me get back on my points here. All right, so one more question. It say, is it wrong to distance yourself from family? So this is the other measure of love coming out. I'm gonna say it ain't wrong. I have gone on a hiatus before, and that was the best thing I ever done was separation. Um, to me, it's self-preservation and boundary setting when you are separate, especially if your family toxic. That you said not at all, not all the time. Yeah, as long as you're not like excessive isolation, I mean like you just completely fell off the planet of the earth. Like at least keep in contact with a family member. Oh shoot, tell Cho, I threw a block party for some of my cousins. They still there too. They got a lifetime membership to the block party. Yeah, cause we go too far, we'll buy the block button work on all platforms, including my phone. You say it's not healthy for me. Why keep them around? Nadine said sometimes you have to love from a distance. Yeah, I got a spoon with a long handle on it. Who is this forest lad? I kicked him out, Barbara. I don't know who that is. He gone cause Barbara quick with it, boy. You sneeze wrong up in here, you out of here. Love you, Barbara. I love it. Yeah, it to me it's self preservation. I can't when I think of toxic family members and I show up to an event, I just abuse myself if I show up to that family event. That's how I look at it with even relationships. I ain't finna keep no toxic partner. I'm not volunteering abuse. Now you got to go. Let me see what you said, Miss Sheila. Hold on. Come on, Miss Sheila. Miss Sheila said it's crazy how evil people just find you no matter how good you are. And that's why you got to rebuke the devil and stay prayed up and pay your time. Miss Sheila. Ooh, you called me out, Miss Sheila. Let me tell you something. My first time paying tithes all you. And I'm like, I was sitting there like, dang, I really just been slipping. Paying tithes. Keep the devil out your business. Yeah, pay for I know a lot of folks hate, the conversation about giving money back to God. But let's talk about it. Say we here. You only giving God his money back. It make sense. When you're getting your money, you're only giving God 10% of it back. But a lot of people got an issue with what the church do with the money. I don't care. I will hand you the money. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, that's between you and the good Lord above. Whoever is speaking of the Lord, those demons find their way in. Man, listen. Listen, me, Barbara. I just know it when you trying to save souls. Like I said, I'm just being authentic with mine. Uh, the devil don't like it. Can't stand it. But them tides, I'm gonna tell you that's a good key. Like and paying tithes don't just protect your money; it keep death off your doorstep and everything. It's showing that you trust God in so many words. Matter of fact, I got the I'm gonna pull up the Bible verse for it. What up, Ashley boy mom? Tab chosen one said Nicole, but you know what's so funny? My pastor tells you to give them a chance. And I gave people chances, and then they still show me who they are. So sometimes you just got to keep them at a distance. Tam Chosen, it's a list of character traits in the Bible that God tell you don't need supposed to eat during the week. Like sincerely, you don't need supposed to be around them. Like I said before, my pastors, I said if you keep a seed in the ground, you keep a harvest in your life. Yeah, like it's I gotta find the Bible verses. Cause I watch a couple ministers like his name is Bill Winston. I do watch some Jesse Do Planners, and this parts of the Bible where it says you uh the money will be multiplied. You know, I think it's 100-fold, 60-fold. It's different folds of your money being multiplied. I seen it myself. It's just this year it was crazy work at the start of the year. For construction, for those who are in construction, the beginning of the year is squeeze your butt cheeks because it's tight. But then after a while it opens up and you get your money. Uh Nicole says, I really enjoy myself more than anyone, so it's not very hard for me. Now it shouldn't be, but you know how the devil work. You know how he work. We talking about it. I see your thumbnail. Yeah, Ashley Mama. Hey man, listen. Nadine said, shout out to Pastor Bill Winston. Listen, Bill Winston, that guy. Terry Doe, appreciate you for pulling up back to the you call it the Magic City Lounge family. Tells you, yeah, like yeah. Yeah, Bill Winston, that dude. I remember he said one that was mind blowing to me. He was talking about this lady. I mean, you know, Bill Winston in Chicago, but he from Alabama. And how he got to Chicago, he just went up there with $200 and that was it. And he met his wife. When he met his wife, it was wild work. He was going out with her. He didn't know God like that. A woman invited him to church. He said he got saved right then. And he was using like the word of God. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do anyway. But when you're a baby in Christ, it hit different. When he said he was having car trouble, he went out there and laid hands on his car and his car cranked up. I believe him. Because I've done something like that before myself. And I'm like, yo. But the most powerful moment, I was sitting on the side of my bed and my money was in a blicker. When I mean a blicker, real negative checks bouncing all over the place. I was just sitting here like, man, how am I gonna get through this? And Jesse Do Planners came on and said, if you doubt God, you're an atheist. And that chills went up my back. And I was thinking, like, what you mean if you doubt God, you're an atheist? And I got to thinking, if you don't trust God, you don't believe in God. And it was right then, I was like, uh-oh. I gained a prayer life right then. I started declaring and decreeing over my life right then and there on the spot because it made me be like, so I don't have power here. I don't have no power over nothing. I got to give it to God and walk off. That's all you can do. When you pray about something and you ain't going back looking at it, you ain't going back tinkering with it, and you just walk off, that means you got faith. I miss some okay. Thank you, Terry Doe, for dropping the fair use what is that? Warning in my chat. Ashley Butmore said, who the hell done did something now? I'm go ahead and answer it. But my Miss Black Paris went live last night and just, I done said keep my son out of it. And she just keeps going in that direction. And I don't understand why. I don't know that lady from nowhere. I ain't gonna lie, I did make a cartoon about him. And I'm assuming they wrapped it back up. But I'm like, she just keep talking about me somewhere and telling people I'm a drunk. And she done heard me slur my speech and all these kind of lies. And lady, just go somewhere. I just go. So I figure if this is the best way you can get attention, I just got to tell you about yourself. You miserable and you love company. You need company. I'm sorry. Whatever, whatever happened to you growing up, I'm sorry. I ain't do it, but I'm sorry. That's where I'm at. Whenever you got to go out here and talk about people, kids, that means something happened to you as a child. Maybe you want to be as a mom or something like that. I don't know. Whatever happened to you as a child, I'm sorry. I ain't had nothing to do with that. My son ain't had nothing to do with that. You gotta talk to the Lord. You gotta take it to the Lord. It ain't got nothing to do with me. And if somebody did something to you as a child, it ain't got nothing to do with you either, black parents. You gotta let it go. And as your folk, what your since you a highly support, what your folk how to say let go and let God. Do the same. Do the same. You must declare and decree over our lives. Yes, I declare and decree over my son. I declare and decree over everything. My family members, all that. Tay Cho says she teaches all of us that we are champions. And she has her saying. I think I missed a comment. What wait, I know the cartoon. I've seen it, but I didn't know what character. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm finna my main cartoon one of what the one at the end that is Black Paris. He gonna lie to you. I'm like, girl, I'm gonna throw you in there somewhere. You'll be okay. It says, mind you, I think she's from New York, but I know us New York people are a little bugged out, and I don't know what's happening. Tell you, I met a lot of New Yorkers as a Southern girl. I ain't seen nothing like that before. Now, I do know y'all are aggressive because that's where y'all from, and y'all all some go getters. I ain't gonna play. Y'all do come down here and get to the bag. But yeah, that's not what she got going on is not a New York thing. That's a mental health. They ain't got nothing to do with geographical regions right there. As well must I feel you, I feel you. Some just can't leave well enough alone. I know. Ladies and Dennis, you can't help it that you're anointed to exterminate demons. I just got to accept it. You said taking tattoos at BP as a page. Yeah, somebody gave her a platform. YouTube. Let her hit the button. Special case, like, come on, Tay. We don't act like that. Special case, you from New York too. Now, I agree. Y'all do not act like that. I've never met plenty New Yorkers. Tay, I chose take time she be on the page. I'd have met too many New Yorkers. Y'all be real as hell though. And like I said, I ain't met not one that came out here busted. Y'all get to the bag. Y'all some hustling people. Special K, let's be real. We could be very aggressive. Some of them are mentally, not all of us. Yeah, y'all, yeah, I say aggressive, like as in because I met a lady down here from New York with a grill. And that lady got in her bag. Like she wasn't playing. She got in her bag like it was no more money coming. And I remember her telling me, she's like, I'm not a cook, I just hustle food. And I was like, oh, it gave me a new perspective of the food business. But they hustlers. What Black Parrot got going on, that ain't New York. That's I need to talk to a therapist. I'm missing my medication. Somebody pray for me. I'm not happy. I hate life. That's what it sounds like to me. Man, Tay, come on down here now. Now I'm gonna tell you. Say the rent done turned to California prices. I'm sorry to tell you. I mean, our city is made up of none but out of towners and Tay, a one bedroom in 1950. I ain't never seen nothing like that in all my life. Special case say, you see what's happening here on these YouTube streets at Tay. Ashley Baltimore said, everybody see those that I know are really cool. Yes, can be aggressive, but a lot are women. So I agree that it's a personal issue. Yeah, man. Oh man, way too many cool New Yorkers. He said, I was born here. I was born there too, in the Brooklyn area, but moved to the state of Alabama during childhood. So, you didn't really get a chance to just like be up there. But I mean, I I didn't get a chance to enjoy New York when I was traveling. But I wrecked my truck in New York, and ever since then, I just did not like it. And it ain't had nothing to do with New York. It was just me and that low hanging bridge. That it did it. But I do want to fly back there and not be in no truck. He said, no, it's nothing compared to New York. Though the more people trying to come here, the more pricier it gets. They just said something with the bill that they know is not affordable out here. Listen, Taylor. Atlanta was cool until the out of town that came here. I ain't gonna even flip. I ain't even get y'all to do my Atlanta live. We was chilling with the decent rent, decent prices, but all of a sudden we had a big boom happen here, and everybody, especially after Freaknik, don't nobody want to discuss after Freaknik of '96, which was the last Freaknik here. Everybody just came here and never left. Like literally, people came here for Freaknik and then come back home. So I can't drive in Atlanta at a normal rate. And what I mean by a place that's 30 minutes away is now an hour 12, hour 15 away because of traffic. Like it's just that many people here. Tab chosen. Nicole says, I love being from South Carolina, from the South. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Special case say that's allegedly where bipolar is from. She says she from somewhere called Towns. I heard on somebody lie. I don't want to say the name of the lie, but I don't care what part of the country you from. You get to play with people, kids, somebody gonna pull up on your ass. And they don't care nothing about if you polar bipolar, tripolar, quadrupolar. It don't matter. Get you some help. Watch your mouth. That's it. Watch your mouth. Everybody ain't scared of you. Because I know if you got to talk like that from YouTube without your picture being shown, you really ain't hitting on too much. You really like Black Parents, you ain't hitting on nothing actually. Because the first thing you keep coming at is my seed, my child. You can't really come at me, but you keep coming at my child. And I think it's weird that women like you, and Maya, you will, because you opened the door for it. These two women are weird coming after people's children. That is the most weirdest thing. At least I know in the South. I don't know what goes on past the Mason Dixon line, but I know in the South that'll get you took up out of here. I just know that. This type of YouTube activity will have somebody pull up at your door. You gotta stop it. Like just find you something better to do. It's too much you could talk about online other than hitting that live button and playing with people kids. I don't know. If you from New York, you should know that ain't safe no way. Let me get back to these chats. I don't understand why people want to come here. Nicole, not originally. Us New Yorkers is trying to move out there. Yeah, I know the rent cheaper here than it is New York. Nicole said, oh, I'm born here, but raised in LA and came back to Alabama in 2000. But I'm glad I know you glad you came back from LA because that rent out there praise work too. As the boy's mom said, my youngest son father, who I'm currently is I'm reading that backwards. My youngest son father, who I'm currently with, still is Jamaican and from New York and raised Jamaica and live but spent half his life in New York. You know what's funny? I notice a lot of people from Jamaica go to New York first. I wonder what it is about New York that draws them there first. Uh Tam Cho says they have Queens Day in Atlanta. I know Augusta, September, and I'm from Queens. Ashley Bummer said, yeah, the South ain't going. That's a fact, my son. So yeah, we ain't going for that foolishness. Tam Cho, we just had 404 Day here. And 404 Day, it's pretty to me for someone that's here. I'm used to SWAT Day, where where they do it by neighborhoods now. So I'm assuming they just coupled everybody together. And I know when old Atlanta and new Atlanta come together, it can get crazy. And it did. They did get the shooting, and a 16-year-old lost her life. So to me, old Atlanta and new Atlanta do not mix at all. Teljo said, I'm American Jamaican, also West Indies from my mother, Indian Cherokee, and Trinidadian. But I need to get out here as soon as possible. Yeah, come south. Like I said, we don't really have no winters. Well, you in Alabama, so you gotta do it come next door. We ain't got no winters or nothing like that. It's more opportunities here. It's a lot of opportunities for people of color here. Uh Ashley Barmore say they do, yep. He's all Jamaican and Indian and got that New York in his blood. They love you. I wonder what is it about New York that draws somebody from the islands to it, because it's definitely cold up there in the wintertime. It has to be the hustle or the personality. Now, I will say, at first I thought New York people were rude, but then I realized we're not the conversation, the lingo is completely different. Like it's what we consider rude, that's a term of endearment for New York people. Like the way y'all talk to each other, and I just be looking like, did they just say that? But it be two people from New York talking. So I just mind my business. Because I'd have been around a couple from New York. And the way they were talking to each other, I'm like, wow, that is really rude. But then it's not rude. That's just how they talk to each other. I'm like, y'all aggressive as hell. Don't buy my beanie though. I would ask about one say they do. Yep. Okay, I got that one out the way. Tell Joe said the funny part with New York, they remind me of people of Chicago, but then also Atlanta as well. It's a split. Yeah, we are. I guess because I'm from here, I don't know. I like say you can only tell me because I'm from here. Now when I went to visit Chicago a couple times, I've been there. The Uber drivers were very, very friendly. They was very proud of their city. Like they were out. When I was like, man, show me Chicago, like show me your city. So I was at the Uber. This dude was just like this. He took me to the lake. I don't know is that Lake I don't think that. Don't quote me wrong. I don't know if it's Lake Michigan or not, or Lake Ontario. I don't know that lake that's by the lake that Chicago sit on. He took me there. He took me some good pizza spots. Like he just, he didn't take me to the hood. He didn't do that. I told him I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. So the only place I went to the hood was, and I shouldn't have been there, but I did go there, was that store called Jules. And it's all 77 and Dan Ryan. That's all the way I can remember it. It's 77 and Dan Ryan. That's how I can get there. It's back to the chats. Nicole says, I love West Indian men. My baby father's from Belize. Those are some handsome people. The Trinidadians and the West Indian people, those are handsome people. He told me why they moved there a while back, but I can't remember what he said. But if I want to know why all the Jamaicans moved to New York. Nicole said, my father is Jamaican and West Indian. My mom is Indian Cherokee, Trinidadian, so I be knowing. Tay said, one thing I can say about the island people, they take care of their families, but they're a bit crazy, especially the man. Yeah. Yeah, the men, boy, they be having like 12 families. I'm just saying, I just seen and heard. I just seen her. As the mom said, old Atlanta don't mix with new Atlanta. Way too many out of town people that be doing to the most. I'd be like, please make Atlanta great again and wish they'll go back. Yeah, as a mom, that's why I didn't go to 404 day. Some in my soul, like, man, if I got to strap up to go down there, I don't need to be there. Like I really had an outfit together. I'm like, shoot, I might go down there. And I got to thinking, like, dang, I got to strap up to go down there. Let me stay home. That how I looked there like, nah. I knew we had something in common. So yeah, y'all found y'all tribe on here. I tell you, said Nicole, it is, but it's a mix of crazy, but we love hard. We skip down. Tell Joe said, I got 6 sisters from my dad and 3 brothers. Hold on. 6 sisters from my dad and 3 brothers from my dad. But he had 2. Oh, hey, Tay, I'm trying to. Tell you, so what you said is your dad got 9 children. Please, you said 6 brothers from my dad and 6 brothers from my dad, but he had two. Okay, so he had 10 kids, including you. I'm trying to do math over here. I'm trying to get the math together. Okay. As the must I have to admit, Tay, the men be very handsome. I know my man. Yeah, yeah. I be watching on Facebook. I be like, Lord, you did your job with them. That nice skin. Mm-hmm. I see. I see. I don't lust. I look and I scroll. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. I look, see, admire, not too much, and then I take my finger and scroll up on the page. And I be like, hey, why they don't live here in America, in Atlanta? So that West Indian men don't be playing. He said, nice chocolate skin. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, ooh, their skin nice. It's real nice. Hey man, I tell you put coconut oil on. I got we tripping. Man, this over them carnivals, I be looking like, so y'all just gonna walk outside like that. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be looking. That's the whole thing. Like when I see the carnival, like it's carnival time. They put on all the feathers and all that. I'm like, hey man, I'm just gonna keep scrolling. I ain't got no business. Let me keep scrolling. Carnival New York is hello, super dope. I don't need to be there. I just need to know that they there and I don't need to be there. I don't need to look. Like the algorithm is really bad. The algorithm, once you watch one carnival video, you're gonna see the carnivals from every island on the planet. And I'm just like, why did you even start? You said nice, clean looking, healthy lot. Yeah, that's how them kids got here, Ashley, but mom. And he started talking with that accent. Yeah, you didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear nothing he was telling you. He said, yes, carnival originated in the Mobile. I thought I'm talking about the Mardi Gras originated in Mobile. They did the carnival too. They laughed. I like, the internet gets you in trouble, man. All you gotta do is look at one Trinidadian man. It's a dark skin when they show up on my page. Next thing you know, all you see is just men from the islands, just over and over and over again. I'm like, why you trying to make me leave America? You say it's the same thing. He said, Tay Joe said, give me wrong. They have millions of kids if you allow them to. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm trying to say it in the right way. But all I'm saying is they will make you take your uterus out of retirement. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I admire the work of the Lord. Because he would do men, he took his time over there. I just don't be seeing that here in Atlanta. I be like, so why did you can't be here in Atlanta? Why I gotta go? Why I gotta get a passport? I'm just saying though, and the phone just don't be helping. The phone really just be wrong. Like when I switch teams back to going in my closet, I guess my phone heard it and just started showing men with hoochie daddy shorts. And I'm like, why? I didn't ask for hoochie daddy. So I just went back in my closet. Give me time to lock the door and turn around and sit down. Like, I want to do is lock the door, sit down inside the closet for a minute. 'Cause I've been outside the closet for a long time. Next thing I know, been doing jumping jacks on my dang on phone. It started getting wild. It became a wild place. I had to start not interested hit the not interested button, unfollow button. Like it was mayhem a couple years ago. Like tell y'all Joe said my dad was a Rolling Stone. And the woman said, I love him, but not enough to have a bunch of kids. Two and done. Hey, listen, you mess around with them island men, you gonna have two basketball teams, maybe even a soccer team of kids. And if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. Kids cause big ups to those who do have a lot of kids. You are the GOAT. Because baby, I can't. I stopped at one. I said, one, I seen all I needed to see. I like one child and one dumbass baby daddy is all I can tolerate in this lifetime. I can't be a slow learner. I just can't. I see once you get the baby daddy 3, 4, 5, and 6, you a slow learner. I just said wanna do. Special case, I told you these men don't be playing. Nicole said I stopped that one at 27 years ago. See? All you got to do, they said be fruitful and multiplied. I multiplied one. It wasn't like I had to just keep doing it. I figured, hey, gots to be more careful. I realized I wasn't good at picking mates. So I was like, if I'm not good at doing this, I don't want to just keep picking the wrong men over and over and over again. But then, Lord, if you see fit for me to get one of the men from the island, just make sure he's of God. That's all. Because I was like, them men look not real. Like they don't. What y'all doing over here that they not doing over here? Like what y'all doing there that we need to do here? And the same thing with the women. Like it got to be the food. It got to be the food. All the people that look good be outside the country. Like even with the women, I'm like, y'all, it got to be the food. They try to kill us. That's what was I have two sport handsome boys, and they are truly blessed. They better continue loving on each other because Mama done. Terry Dow said, I don't have any kids at all. Been single all my life. I wouldn't trade it. If you Terry Doe, I wouldn't. I say at least one. At least get one up in here. Just one, and then you can stop. Special case say they multiply and then divide. Hey man, listen. When I had my son and went to go get childcare, and that thing said 175, and I went to the lady and said it's a typo. I see a one in front of 75. She said, no, it really 175. And I'm like, dang. I said, so what about the people with multiple kids? What did they drop them off at? Like, I was just like, nah, we're gonna stop right here. One. And that $200 a week will lighten my behind up. That was like rent. It says, tell us take care of home, but they just very messy. Yeah, kids, I swear. When you pick up, they put it down. I don't know. I think they be playing with our mental health. You clean up, they tear it up. On repeat. And it's like I'm trying not to act up. I just picked that up. Why did you put that back down? As Baltimore said, if y'all knew the gap between my two, you will see I'm not the one to just pop them out. I have a 21-year-old and a 3-year-old. Girl, so you waited till one was 18 and started back over? That's like slamming on brakes on the expressway. That's like doing 80 and see the police and just slam on brakes. Like just throw the car and park. That's what you did. You was out the door and started this thing over. As a mama, I have two boys too, and one about to be 19 and one about to be 11. No more for me. I'm not contributing to the tribe of my family. No way, Jose. Hey, man, listen. And you see me with a baby carrier, just know I got tricked. Just know it I got tricked into it. It happened. That's all I can say. I'm not starting this show over. Ashley went and got that was Stella got her groove back. Ashley. She saw that handsome young man and was like, you know what? Uterus back open for business. I thought the uterus was closed. I'm opening it back up. Just for you. Now I'm gonna tell you now, what's that boy name? David Banner? That's a handsome man. I'm noticing some of these rappers that I didn't look at twice younger. The older they get, the better looking they get. I'm like, hey, something about that seasoning make y'all look better. And I mean seeing the little speck of gray hair, all that. Tato said, not you getting tricked. Yeah, I gotta get suckered into this. That's exactly how it went to see. Ashley boy mom out here getting that groove back. How I was speaking that language in your ear, you was like, you ain't heard nothing he just said just 9 months later. Ah. He said, Nicole said, yes, he is especially as he has gotten older. Love the salt and pepper. Yeah, I was like, okay, David. You smell like shea butter. Fresh shea butter. Not the cheap one. The one that you got to like really hard to get out the can. That you got to really, really like it break off in blocks when you try to put it on. You know who else know? Juvenile. I looked at Juvenile and I like, Juvenile, I ain't know you look that good. I listened to you rap, but I ain't know. I was like, all right. The age is doing it to him. He said, well, shea butter smell good. And I love this. I know shea butter smell good. That's why I said that's what David Banner looked like. It looked like he smelled like a fresh thing of scented shea butter. Oh. His animal mom said, yes, Nicole. I was having too much fun, and here comes his daddy. Yeah, you know what funny, man. I've heard a lot of women say either they just got pregnant after losing weight, they either just lost the weight and got to their ideal weight, or they had just got like the handles of their life, and then they get seduced into babies. I don't know how to. I believe it though. I believe it. I believe it. And too many women that tell me like, yeah, I finally got to my ideal weight, and then I get knocked up. I'm like, what you mean you got knocked up? Your baby 18 over there. How you do that? He said, what about Trick Daddy? Hey, listen, back in the day, Tam Chosen, let's not act like Trick Daddy wasn't him. Yo, that's not, and now I mean, but he has not been well. Lupus has been doing this thing to him, but before it acted up, he was handsome chocolate man back in the day. Yep, Trick Daddy was him. Now, trying to see who else. You know, Juicy J. I seen Juicy J. Don't look at me crazy. Now, Juicy J made a video. He was talking about his music. Now, like I said, I'm a music connoisseur. I'm not gonna say you should listen to the music, but I am a music connoisseur. He made a video, and I didn't even know who he was. And I was like, "Who is this?" And when I heard him talk about the "Slide on the Knob" song, he said he made that song when he was 16. He had no business rapping that, but honey, he's handsome. And I was like, "Oh, the way y'all old men is putting is your Is you aging like fine wine? You got to give them their props. You got to give them the props. Oh, Ti aging gracefully. Yes, yes, yeah. Now, my mom used to have a crush on Ti, and it used to be so funny when she be like, "I love that boy It," and I'm like, "His name is Ti." It. He's a handsome guy. He said that boy sure enough he can rap. I like hear old people talking about the young folks. But yeah, Ti be wearing the pants though when he be in that new video with Trauma Bond. I was like, all right, I see you. Yeah, mama used to hit us with the IT, with the information technology. As well was I got something else funny for y'all. My best friend did the same thing. Both of our new little ones are 3 years old, and her other kids are young adult. We got hey man, boy, y'all just wanted Pampers. Nas, yo, you know what? Tell you I'm chosen. Nas was always handsome, like very clean cut. He was a very clean cut, handsome guy. And I liked his raps too. Like I know some people gonna get mad at me, but I think Nas is better than Jay-Z. Don't shoot me. Please don't. I didn't have to be shot today. Yeah, Nas. Nas. If I ruled the world. Nas didn't really make it like he should, because I believe Jay-Z blackballed him. But also his raps was majority a good bit of Nas raps was positive, conscious and positive. Nicole Didi said, "Oh my God, Ashley, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do neither. Got a child getting ready to go to college, get out the house, and then you just turn around with an infant." I'm trying to imagine myself 40 some years old with a little bitty baby. Like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. But I had okay, let me tell you something. So I called myself trying to date older. And this 65-year-old man asked me if I still wanted to have children. And I ghosted him. That was like, excuse me? 65 plus 18 mean you're not gonna be here. You ain't finna trap me. No, no, no. I'm out. Don't need dog. Let me call you back. It said we were at my baby shower pregnant together. I promise we didn't plan this together. We were Stella's got our groove back right before this happened. Yo, I know so many women, Ashley, that got these grown kids and got a dog on stroller. Your child, your baby look like your children's parent, look like the older kids look like the parent to their sibling. He said, yeah, these Jay-Z things always attempt to downplay Nas, but Jay no longer have full passion musically. Jay on something else. I started paying close attention to Jay-Z and his wordplay and some of the symbolisms, and I had to stop listening to him. And he was one of my favorites too. Like I really liked him until I realized Jehovah, he was naming himself God. Like Jehovah, Jehovah. And I was like, "Boy, what is you doing?" And then he had on one of these shirts that had do thou own will, and that's Satanism. So I was like, nah, Jay-Z, you lost me. Uh Tay chosen. He got his foundation at Howard University. Oh, Nas a diddler. As the Bob, I ain't never had nobody that much older than me before, and I was just trying. I was gonna see what the hype was about until you messed around and asked about children. I was like, that's where you lost me, sir. That's where this comes to an end. You ain't finna get me pregnant and you die before he turned 18. We ain't doing that. Because I got to do it. Man, I'm like 65 plus 18 makes out of here. You ain't gonna be here. I ain't doing it. Nope. It's a Terry. Now I do like him older, but not too much older. Like maybe like a 5 year difference. That was like a 20 something year difference. And what crazy? These conversations were like we're talking about like segregation and stuff like that. And it felt weird. It really weirded me out. Like it really just no. Terry says no Jay-Z coming to Yankee Stadium to perform right this summer. Nicole say Jay-Z makes me want to smoke Camel cigarettes with no filter. Girl. Camel cigarette. I ain't heard nobody talk about Camel cigarettes in a very long time. As Mama said, yeah, Jay-Z and wifey be on some weird ish. I used to love B. Yeah, I was. As it was mom, when I started paying close attention, it broke my heart. I was like, I can't listen to y'all no more. Like, it's when, for me, for Beyonce, it's when she used pages of the Bible to plug herself up for her period. And I was like, you've gone too far. You've gone too far. I can't listen to you. And I can't even go to your concerts. We finished. Ashley Beaumont said, yeah, my oldest son, dad is older, and my youngest son, dad, just a couple years older than me. Ashley Beaumont said, mine's too shaking my head. Tay Chosen wants to know Nas have sponsorships in hip hop. Oh, you know what? It just came out this time. So didn't he have like a no? Hold on, which one of them had a class on business? I thought it was Jay-Z that would had the they did a class on business, but it might be Nas. He said, look it up. It said Howard. You know, Howard is this prestigious black school. Like that was one of my to-go lists for Howard University. But I didn't want to leave Georgia. Like I looked in that direction. I didn't apply, but I looked. Definitely looked. I'm gonna look at that class. Ain't no Nas had a class. Cause I knew Jay Z had one for teaching music, but I didn't know where he had it. Cause like I said, I was a big fan of Jay Z business wise until I saw how I'm like, bro, I can't. Ain't no amount of money in the world that can make me, especially what happened with his son. That boy he look way too much like him. And I'm like, bro, just take the DNA test, man. And that's all the bum want to know if you is his father. Allegedly, Jay-Z, I ain't got no money for you. Alleged. Get a boy what he looking for. Who said look it up? Yes, look it up recently. And it said now they have sponsorships and scholarships. He was giving out scholarships. Yeah, Nas got some business, some business dealings too. As a boss, I believe he's here. So I like that boy look way too much like you, man. And all you gotta do give up a DNA test. That's it. But after that, I was like, nah, Jay, I can't even I can't even respect it. Especially, the underage uh allegations and stuff like that. As a boy must I cannot stand a deadbeat rather you with hold on. Whether you with his mom or not, like take care of your seed. That's it. I think his thing is ego. Like the ego in behind because that boy mom was underage at the time. So at the time, he don't want that timeline to add up. But I feel like, but just go ahead and deal with it. You gonna deal with it on this plane or the other plane. Nicole said, I wonder why he won't do a DNA test. Because it's gonna prove he messed with an underage girl. Yeah, Jay-Z's son looks just like him. He like 50 Cent. look just like him. Men don't realize how blessed they are by not neglecting their seeds. Oh, okay, she was underage. Yeah, Ashley, my mom, it's a verse in the Bible that says if you do not take care of your immediate family, that you will be denied the faith and be considered worse than an infidel. And for me, that means God, you ain't got you. What's worse than someone that don't believe in God? Like that's what they saying. That's what God put you in when you don't take care of your kids. You consider worse than someone that doesn't believe in God. And I don't even want to be there. Now I'm gonna take care of mine anyway, but I wouldn't want to be considered that. Ashley Boy Mom said, then you have all the money. Just say F those that come before and after the bag. Well, you gotta realize, unfortunately, Jay-Z over there with Diddy them though. That's what you gotta realize. He ain't no different than Diddy. For allegedly he's worse. So, and I believe it. I believe it. Too much death surrounded these people. Too many people done been hurt. I asked Mom said that's why both my kids' fathers are so blessed. They do right by their kid. Yeah, I have not seen. A lot of folks don't even know if what blessed is. Just because somebody got money don't mean they blessed. But not for you, Ashley Barmon, but that's for a lot of people consider money being blessings. Being protected by, being protected from God, all that. Like when men take care of their kids, they got all the protection. They're considered honorable. I mean, when they need some money, they can get a job anywhere. But these men that don't take care of their kids, man, they be struggling. Like it's a struggle. And they don't even understand why they struggling. It's like, do you realize you got somebody you ain't taking care of? But they don't understand it. But they will, later on in life when they need kidneys or being at nursing home by themselves, they'll see. And that's another misery love coming to men that don't take care of their kids. That's a miserable life. I mean, is listen. Imagine everything you do failing. Every dude I've ever heard of that did not take care of their kids, their life is in shambles. Like it's crazy work. As a woman said, the devil can bless you too and have you thinking it's from God. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to say, yeah. Like, say like the dope dealers. I remember, and we've brought up dope dealer. I remember I was pregnant with my son. So we talking about '09. And it's like the beginning of '09. We talking like January, February. I was watching this minister named Ed Young Sr. Well, senior and junior. I was watching Junior, the son. And what got me out the streets, he did a skit. Because they weren't even doing like viral skits and stuff for YouTube and stuff back in '09. He was on the stage and he had like the kids pretending like they're at a party. They pretend like they were doing drugs. And he was going through like a sermon. And at the end, he said, if you sell drugs, you work directly for the devil. And I sat there and it felt like something got off me. And I ain't been in the streets since. Like it literally felt like something lifted up off me and left. And I haven't had a desire to go back out there in the streets. I didn't make any more phone calls to go in that direction. Just hearing that did it for me. So that let me know that if you out there in the streets and you sell drugs, you work for the devil. And that's why a lot of the people that work for that do sell dope, they expand their business. They do some occult activities. It's a whole big rabbit hole. So when you say the devil can bless you and make you think it's from God, you're right. That's what my kids for as a devil. Type over, she never. As Mama said, I thought you were about to say Eddie Long. So Lord, where did this come from? Oh, he's already left. Ashley Boy, no, 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 no. Even though he dead wrong. Yeah, Nicole, home been gone by 10 years. He just popped out the blue. Where you get that from? I'm talking about Ed Young. Ashley. Woo. Now that's another one. Since you brought Holmes up now, cause we from Atlanta. Now I'm not agreeing with the alphabet lifestyle, but that the way that man was going in on homosexual people to actually be a homosexual was the most diabolical thing I ever seen in my whole life. I was like, boy, you just, boy, listen, whoa. For me, it was like, whoa. And then when the allegations came out, I was like, didn't you just wait a minute? And these were young boys. These were young boys that he was doing this stuff to. Yeah, Ashley but my I was like, man. Man, Ashley. All I said was Eddie. All I said was Ed, and she just took that thing to the left. Yeah, oh Eddie, but now let me tell you something. As somebody that grew up in church, I look at some of them folks sideways when that went down, and I'm like, so these young boys, and I looked at their mamas sideways too. That's what's wrong with a lot of people. These folk mamas be taking them through there. How do you leave your son with a man that's not his daddy for days and weeks at a time? And I just was like, I just disagreed with it. They should have locked these boys' mamas up. There was no explanation for these expensive gifts and cars and all that kind of stuff. They were pimping out their sons. Totally against it. Should lock the mamas and daddies up too. Now, back to a safe conversation. Ashley. Tam Chosen said, who y'all think won the battle between Nas and Jay-Z? I'm going with Nas. I know some folks gonna shoot me, but I'm gonna say Nas won. Jay-Z might have won the popularity contest, but the lyrical contest, I think Nas did it. A lot of y'all ain't paying attention that Jay-Z been biting big and small rhymes, like word for word. As the boy said, I agree. Yeah, like I say, Jay-Z I've been saw the plagiarism in Jay-Z. It just that Nas had not Nas, but Jay-Z had popularity to go ahead and blackball him. And that's pretty much how that worked. Terra said, Tay, I'm chosen. I would say since Nas took a hiatus from music during that time period to see about his mom before her passing, that's what makes him what it say. That what makes him a true winner. True. Yeah, he looked out for his moms now. But they painted the picture like he was blackballed. That's how they painted it. Now I get my computer on the charger. Said Nas had popularity slips. He did, but he didn't have it like Jay Z though. Jay Z had the Jay Z was able to whisper in ears that Nas wasn't whispering in. If you catch my drill, because he wasn't into all that industry stuff. If you pay attention though, he wasn't really into all the industry parties and stuff like that. He was more like a art gallery. Hold on. Yeah, now it's more like into the art galleries and stuff like that. What else I about to say? Um, Now one of my favorite songs is Nas and Lauryn Hill, If I Rule the World. That one of my favorite songs. And the beat was ignorant. And the message was on point. You said in New York, yes, he did. He had I'm in the South. So all I know is that they had a rap battle, a rap beef, and then now I got put like kind of slid to the back. Nas made that track, but he put his foot in that track. Yeah, Town Chosen, he put his foot in that track. Now I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't. It's some hard tracks that done came out, but that one right there, the mixing, he did that. Like I was there when I say you said that was the beat. Yeah. Are some people still mad that Jay Z didn't give the people state property? Now Jay Z had a couple albums that I liked. He did, but I just like Freeway. Yeah, like Freeway was one of my rappers back then from up there. Cause people thought I crazy. Like, you listen to up north music? I like, yeah, I listen to up north. Hey, that's you. That where a lot of the rap originated anyway from up north. We had blues, and we had blues down here, soul music. But as far as like hip hop in general, that's something that came out of New York. See, you like Freeway, yeah, from Philly. Definitely Mr. Freeway. I like the movie too. The movie was about his life. I like, oh, Freeway was that dude. Him and what's that guy name? It was him and Jada Kids got a food truck somewhere up top. I like if I ever got a chance to get up there, I'll pull up on them. And it's fun to seeing them work together too, especially like in their later years. It's like two old men working together. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, like I think cause up north and down south, we just you said off topic just for 1 second. Just wanted to say you really good at this content, this CC content vibe. Love how you can talk about whatever respect. Thank you. I be trying to, engage with other people. We could just come here. I can recite all the Freeway verses. Tail Trozen. Freeway was rapping about his life real home really like about that life. Benny Siegel too. Yep. You know what? Yeah, Benny Siegel, both of them, they weren't playing in the streets. Back to Ashley Bummer, I really appreciate it. I had to learn how to find my swag on here, and I wouldn't be able to rock out if y'all wasn't in here with me. So I be thanking y'all for pulling up on the kid. I really appreciate it. Totally appreciate it. So you know what? From a Southern girl, you said, "What's your take on Memphis Bleak?" Miss Memphis Bleak is a feature rapper. I don't think he really had, to me, he could have been a feature rapper or a battle rapper. I just don't think Jay-Z took the time to put him in his lane. Unfortunately, I think Memphis Bleak was just a write-off for the record label. He shouldn't have been, but he was. But he had swag though. Like, Memphis Bleak had swag. But I also know that when we got the music, y'all, we was getting it. We get it later. So keep in mind, whatever going up in New York, y'all got underground radio and stuff like that for hip hop. we was getting stuff later because we got our own music here too. So we had to listen to like this is before the internet. Underground radio stations to get some of the New York rappers or the battle rap. Like I like battle rap. I can't per se participate because I'm too sensitive. I'm a little too sensitive for those kind of jabs. Let me see. Terry said, I used to love Memphis Bleak. Still do. Ashley Beaumont said, yes, I love Benny. My soul. Feel it in the air. Ashley, yes, New York anthem for real. Man, what did Benny Siegel walk into? Benny Siegel walked into the Breakfast Club and shut it down. I was like it was, I'm gonna say allegedly. I know he more or less like keep my name out your mouth. Max, don't let me have to come back up here in so many words. Tab Joe said no, said for Maya, I like, but she would do a 50 Cent that was cool, but I'm like, no, if you want to do New York, you gotta do it right. Yeah, 50. So J.O. Chosen down here, 50 to me had like maybe 5 songs. So I picked Ludacris because I'm here in Atlanta and T.I. and Luda was beefing at one point. So yeah, it was, to me, it was hyped. Now, after I listened, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Trick Daddy was a better versus for T.I. than 50 Cent. After I went and heard after I heard our uh Trick Daddy catalog. Now I do listen to Trick Daddy. When I listen to the beats and the subject matter, Trick Daddy and T.I. should do a versus 50 Cent. Uh Miss Barbara said, y'all know rap was designed and put out to destroy generations of our people from Generation X on down, and none of it is godly. Absolutely, Miss Barbara, I'm gonna be honest with you, yes. And I recently learned it's a pastor name. Hold on, let me find the pastor name, Miss Barbara. I'm gonna look him up just for you. Oh, look. He had been studying. Hip hop came from Bombada. It's African Bombada. Let me find this man, Miss Barbara. Hold on. He said hip hop is actually a spirit. And you want to hear something funny? Every time I try to watch him talk, I end up falling asleep. What is his name? X Ministries. Hold on, find this guy name. His name is Greg. What's his name? Greg G. Lewis. Uh, no, G. Craig Lewis, and his thing is called X Ministries. He said he pop out sometimes when certain things are said. I like Memphis Beat. So, Miss Barbara, this a fun fact because you mentioned that. So, this guy said he had been studying rap music since I think I know he's old enough to have said I think he studied it from the 80s. Um, and he was saying that where it originated from is New York, but I think African Bombado, where my New York people at, the African Bombada guy, went to Africa to study the music. And they created the music. It get deep where this stuff come from. Hold on. So he said, Done also I would put Scarface from Ghetto Boy. Scarface was a poet. Scarface is actually a ghetto poet, and he does write some good lyrics. So me and Barbara, I'm gonna tell you what this man had said. And every single time I try to watch a particular interview for him, I'd fall asleep and go into a deep sleep, not just a normal. And sometimes if I fall asleep listening to certain pastors, I can still hear it. This one here, I couldn't hear nothing if I fall asleep. This man here says the guy African Bambaataa goes to Africa, they're studying the music, and they make music on certain latitudes and longitudes to draw in spirits. And that's kind of where this stuff kind of originated from. And he said this was wild work now. This is wild work. He said that he saw basically the men in the rap music industry being like homosexual. He saw that. And he started pointing out, unfortunately, like Tupac with the bandana and the nose ring. And he was like, that's feminine. And when he started pointing this stuff out, I was like, ooh, like playing in our face like that. And he started talking about the occult lyrics. And he said one of the guys from African Bambaataa came to a church he was at and a minister, and he wanted to get delivered. That's why the music have a hold on you. He says, they tried to they delivered the man from, they were trying to deliver him because he had been possessed. And he said, the spirit inside spoke up to him and said, hey, I'm hip hop. And it scared me when he said that. Like, I was like, And as he got to that point, I started falling asleep. So I got to actually force myself to stay up. I don't know if I got to drink something to stay up. Every time I get to that part, I fall asleep. And I do remember hearing certain parts. He said him and the guy went to eat after they delivered him. And the guy said, because they asked if they wanted to throw the music away, right? They left the music in the church. The guy was eating with them that they had delivered. They all went out to eat. He said when he came back, the records were gone. He said the spirit took the records. Actually, yeah, Tupac was smart, but they did kind of feminize him a little bit. Like, if you listen to this minister and he starts pointing stuff out and you looking like, yo, and not saying that Tupac didn't know, because Tupac wasn't with it. I think part of the reason that we say I say he's dead. A lot of folks say he's still walking around here. He was going to expose the music industry, and they had to get rid of him. Some of these new rap songs are going to be left a bunch of nonsense. Barbara said you can't even trust a lot of these pastors. A lot of them are not called. They just know how to control people. Barbara, let me tell you something. I grew up in the church, and I remember this particular pastor misquoting the Bible purposefully. All right. So I'm gonna tell you what he did. Some of his business was getting out there and people are talking about him. And he took the story about the sheep and the shepherd, where you leave the 99 to go get one. He flipped it. He said, if you want to leave, just leave. He said he wasn't going to leave the 99 to go to get one. So my mom approaches him and say, hey, that's not what that verse says. That man looked at my mom and said, they're going to follow somebody. Yes. And at that moment, that's when I was like, oh, let me always, if I get a Bible verse from somebody, read it myself, ask for understanding myself. Because these ministers that's misquoting the Bible know they're doing it, and they're doing it because you're going to show up, you're going to hand them the money. Because we just got to talk about tithes earlier. You're going to show up, you're going to hand them the money. That's all they care about, a good bit of them. Now, the ones that follow God, they know not to play like that. But it's some that know not to play like that, and they still going to play like that. Let me catch some of this one. After that, Tupac was one of my favorites, though. Tay said, I think Tupac was definitely smart and he was talking about political stuff, and you got to keep in mind back then, if you was shedding light on something, you remember the government was trying to ban rap music and all that. Then all of a sudden, the rap music is now like destroying the community. Taking time to say I don't trust the past either. As above, man, some of these new rap songs are going to be left and a bunch of nonsense. Yeah. As above, man, so you think he dead? Yes, I think Tupac is out of here. Uh, Ashley said, Tay said, Ashley Facts. Bill Barbara said, my son is 47, and I thank God I have never had to go to jail or court. And I raised him in LA, but I raised him in the word of God. And he always kept us and protected us from the wiles of the devil. Amen. Miss Barbara, I pray over mine too. And I speak positivity over my child. Like I said, I think I said a couple lives ago, you can put a curse on your child by speaking negative of 'em. Me, I'm not doing that. Tam Chosen says blessings on top of blessings. Ashley Bowman said, wow, praise God, Miss Barbara. That's me with mine's my oldest. He's such a great son, great kid. Tam Chosen said, I wanted to move to LA, but I have two boys. I was always scared. Ladies say, amen, Barbara. Tam Chosen said, positivity and favor. Yeah, you got to speak positive over them. I can't speak negative over your kids and then expect them to be positive. They're not gonna be positive at all because you just asked them. Yeah. Even if they doing something that's not so smart. I just ask like, why is you doing that? Try not to call them some parents do call their kids stupid. I don't. 'Cause that's different because you can make a mistake. As the boy once I visited LA, Tay and I didn't like it. I can't lie. I visited LA too. Um, to me, LA was like a more ghetto downtown Atlanta. It was like to me, it was ghetto. Now I messed around and ended up in Compton trying to see what's Nipsey Hustle building. And baby, I was ready to go. I was like, oops, seen all I need to see. It's time for me to go. In the daytime. And I made sure I wore neutral colors. I didn't wear I did have an Atlanta hat. So I'm not from here. So I'm not a part of none of y'all shenanigans. But yeah, I've been there. It's okay. I went to Hollywood. I think the sad part about the exit for Hollywood is that okay, so I can't remember what exit is, but I do know to the left is the poor people, to the right is the multi-million dollar homes and celebrities. And just to see people with whole house of furniture outside chilling, that just was like, man. Um Me and Barbara said, I remember when that stuff first started with Dougie Fresh, Grandmaster Flash, Kumo D. I would have him up in the middle of the night ministering to him because he loves rap music and still do. Me and Barbara, I'm gonna tell you, rap music got a hold on me. Like it feel I ma'am. And because that was my thing too. Like I made rap music. But now I'm trying to find a way to be positive or put positive lyrics to it or find the positive rap music. Because sometimes, like now that I'm opening up and I guess more getting more into the word, some of these lyrics, man, if I hear something wild, it's over. Like when I heard some of Beyonce's Wilder or that last, it was not this cowboy album. The one with the horses is when I cut Beyonce off. Then when I saw she had the pale horse, first of all, it was the black horse, the clear horse, the black horse. But when she came out on that pale horse, I was like, nah, you tripping. Nah. No, 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 no. I can't put you in my ears. Not no more. And as the brother once said, I don't like the house either. How some are built on the hill. I would visit again, but never live. Yeah, that hill and them houses got stilts. That's crazy work. So I'm like, that's why y'all have mudsliding houses be coming up the hill. They built on stilts. Um, Tay, I'm told that the Coliseum is finally closed where all the original rappers and DJs used to be, and they came outside and it was DJing on the street. I'm so mad I had to work because I would have been there. I so what is it? So because I'm trying to understand how rap got to the South. Because we wasn't really rapping. We did soul, blues, R&B. But we mixed it though. Like we mixed the rap music with live instruments down here. So there is a difference. Y'all did a lot of sampling up there because how y'all was making y'all beats. Y'all sampled up here. We use music. We use like actual instruments. Uh Nicole said, yep, I grew up in the Crenshaw district, but went to school in Hollywood area. I hated it. Man, listen. I thought I was hood until I seen Compton or Crenshaw. You know, I can't wherever Nipsey Hustle thing, that might be Crenshaw. When I saw Crenshaw, I knew then I wasn't as hood as I thought I was. I was like, I ain't that bad. Miss Barbara said you have to know where to go in LA. Nipsey don't have a building in Compton. It's Crenshaw. Well, you know, I'm not from there, but that's where I identify all the C's. So it was Crenshaw then. I knew one of the places never to go. So it got to be Compton is never to go there. So it had to be Crenshaw. Both of them Crenshaw looked rough too. Like I was like, don't, I know not to be here at night. And there are 4 different parts of Hollywood. North Hollywood is the ghetto. All right, so me and Barbara, I was trying to get to the Hollywood sign. Me and my son didn't make it directly to the sign, but we was at some celebrity house that's at the tippy top where you can look over and see the Hollywood sign. So I don't know what part of Hollywood I was at. I know I typed that Hollywood sign on my GPS, and that's where it took me. Nicole said, "Yeah, I turned it off if they start saying all kind of weird stuff." Yeah, it done cuts it off. If it's too provocative or too violent, I'm like, man, my eardrums can't take it. Ashley Bowman said, "Oh wow, Nicole, are you still there currently?" Nicole says, "No, I'm back home in Alabama. Sweet home Alabama." Ashley Bowman said, "I did move out of town things a time or two, but I always find my way back home. Forever, I love Atlanta." Hey, baby, I ain't never left here. I travel though, but just to like go live somewhere else. If I was to move, I would definitely head to Houston. Like Houston would be the next place. If I choose to move out of Atlanta, I would go. That's where I would go. Tay, I'm told to say, remember you from Q, which is Onyx. He was out there too, if I'm not mistaken. They had a few old school people like Dougie Fresh and other people. I remember the rap group Onyx. Q was Moesha's boyfriend. Yeah, we were getting in trouble. Bob, you know where Fairfax High is. I graduated from there. Ashley Butmore said, "Okay, Nicole, I'm going through these chats." But Barbara said, "Don't get me wrong. They have some great areas. My stomping ground area was West LA. Oh, yeah, Slauson and Crenshaw is the rolling 60s hood." See, that why I wouldn't be there at night. Compton really ain't that bad now. Hey, Nicole, you know how they do us in the movies. That you know how what they do to us in the movies. They will paint a picture out of this world. Okay, Barbara said, all you have to do is go to the observatory, and look right at the Hollywood sign. I don't know what that's at, but I know we was up there by somebody's house. And they let us take a picture. When I travel, Miss Barbara, I be everywhere. We were by some celebrity house. Security let us take picture. Who the celebrity was, I don't know. They let us take our picture. I just know if you got to have security, you somebody. As a Walmart, I just like to travel places but never move. That's me. That's my bucket list is straight traveling. Let me, you know what I mean? Let me get over here, let me get over there. And I travel because I like to see what the locals do, how they live, what kind of food they eat. Just hearing about their history. I like that. But Barbara said, I've been here all my life and I didn't move out to the South for 9 years. And my son made me see how much I miss being home. So I moved back. Uh, because I love how you can see the Hollywood sign from everywhere in LA. That's a beautiful thing too. And I'm like, how you get to the dang on sign? And LA traffic, man, Atlanta ain't got nothing on LA traffic. That's disrespectful. And y'all got by 10 lanes. That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life. Nicosa, I love how you can. Yeah, I read that one. Nadine said, I enjoyed LA. When I was there, seeing the Hollywood sign was nice. I also enjoyed seeing the stars and the Walk of Fame. We did the Walk of Fame and the Wax Museum. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the folk don't look like they themselves. Like some of the people, you need to be like, hey, but do that one. You gotta do that one over. I love palm trees. Tay. I love palm trees too. That's why I like going to tropical areas. I take it time since I want to visit New York, LA, but before I leave here, my time as far as age, the lady on the radio said NYC is not for the 60 plus. Ah, I think because it's a lot of walking. A lot of walking the crowd, a lot of from what I seen when I was traveling, that's a lot of walking, especially like the downtown area. You ain't gonna want it. You can't driving. I don't think is highly recommended because they take the train and stuff down in New York. But I always want to go to the what is it, Madison Square for New Year's. But then it gets so cold. I'm like, nah, that's why they be outside drunk because it's cold. Take your time to. It's a lot of walking, but it's not worth it. Sometimes it's only to come around the holidays. Sometimes it's not even worth that. That ain't take you just don't want nobody to come out there. Now y'all shopping district, y'all was always getting the fresh Timbs and all that. I will say that y'all do come down with the fresh clothes. Now, if are they real? I don't know, but we don't be having it here. Uh, take your time too. Said my time is running out and for my age. Hey, listen, if folk making 100 and something, 60 plus ain't bad. Considering some folk ain't even making that. You said Madison Square Garden? Yeah, I wanted to go to Madison Square Garden for New Year because it's getting crowded and because so many tourists come out here, it's just overly rated. Yeah, I was looking at some of the crowd like, man, thank God I don't never have the money to go there. I really was like, yeah, I want to do it. But then when I see that temperature, single digits in January, late December, man, I'm straight. Barbara said, when my friends would come to visit, I always took them to the hoods, then the nice parts. One friend was so obsessed over seeing the film movies, she wanted to get in them, just country. Hey, Barbara, you ain't got to worry about me. You can drive me through Compton, and I ain't got to get out the car. Just do it in the daytime. Because the movies sure enough make it look dangerous. Because I want to go to the East Coast, never been there. The 90s kind of scared me. The East Coast schedule in the 90s? We ain't had nothing going on like that. Like, yeah, we had too much going on in the 90s like that. At least not for the South. Tay said the tourists don't care. They still come out here, even if it's freezing temps. No, I'll tell you, I'm an African American woman from the hood. We ain't doing nothing under 30 degrees. And y'all get low. Nicole said what's it? Barbara said she used to live off of Hyde Park and La Brea. Tay Chosen said when the ball drops, it's like people out of town plus New York taking over. Oh, man. Now when I see that ball dropping, they just be out there toe down, hugging on each other. I'm like, well, you don't even know who that is you leaning on. You say, you know why? Because it's a lot of ice skating out here. Then they have performances with the lighting. Yeah, y'all got a lot of stuff. Now the CPT used to be here we go with the checks. Now the CPT used to be nice in the 67 and started getting bad around the 80s. Yeah, I think that's when the gangs and stuff. Taste I used to take my kids every year out there since they was little, but now it's ridiculous. Now we had the peach drop here in Georgia, in Atlanta. And I only seen that big peach explode one time. And I was like, I was expecting more. I don't know what I was expecting, but to see that big gigantic peach fall, I just felt like something should have came out the peach. I don't know what I was expecting. I was young too. I was like, y'all brought me down here for this. And the people tore up. And I ain't been to a peach drop since. I ain't been to one about 30 years. Taste, I'm telling you, my city, I love my city, but to run away from here, far away from here, everybody want to come here. I think everybody look at it as the land of opportunity, especially for those that's trying to get in, what is it, acting, like your Broadway plays and all that. That's a land of opportunity. Hey, y'all, I just saw what time it is. And baby, I got some bills to pay. In the morning, I got bills to pay. I'm gonna get these last comments out. I'm telling you, I love I think I said that. When it comes to hip hop music, the East Coast got history of being biased when it come to other regions, taking the spotlight. Of course, of course, of course. Miss Barbara said, Nicole, do you remember when LA was like Chicago in the 80s with all the killings? Yeah, I've seen that on the news. That along with what's his name, Rodney King, with the police and stuff like that. It was bad. It was real, real bad. So y'all, I really appreciate y'all for pulling up on the kid, hanging out with me. You know what I'm saying? Making things do what it do. I will be back Thursday night with Thursday Night Live with another topic. You know, y'all keep engaging. If y'all want to give me some topics, my email is also attached here. Shoot me some ideas. I have no problem with touching on really, as long as it's not too far out, I can touch on it. I'm gonna read some more comments before we get out. Tay said, I feel like Atlanta, Chicago, and New York is somewhat like LA. Yeah, Atlanta is definitely turning to LA. Miss Barbara said that was long before Barbara Rodney King. Miss Barbara, I was born in '84. that that about as far the '80s go for me. And I just got here. This was a great laugh. I appreciate y'all. Tell me, I needed this laugh tonight, man. Nicole said, okay, it was a great live. See y'all on the other live. Yep, Thursday night. Pull up on me. Really appreciate y'all. Y'all drive safe. Get y'all some rest. And see y'all Thursday. Love y'all. I'm laughing at y'all niggas.
Yeah. Give it to me now.
Y'all niggas real funny.
Money Mafia taking over. Yeah.
We clocking. We driving.
I'm your first lady riding that black Mercedes. Set up your nigga, got him saying I'm that first lady. Baby, your mouth is sassy. Put a raise in the dirty sauce. That soft like baking soda. I hit you with arm and hammer. I'm a boss, bitch. You talk shit, I walk it. AK, what nigga with the full clip? Things you dream about, I already did it. From the streets to cul-de-sacs, from dimes to pound bags. I'm bragging, but these are facts. I see your head bobbing, I'm back. Man, you're robbing, I got these trucks knocking. I'm rolling that purple stuff and drinking that Grey Goose. I roll up to the club, buy 20 or more. Now, if you looking for that work, my nigga, we